Hello students. Today we will start with unit number 2, one of the topic, that is design of pre-stressed beam and slabs is to be completed in the unit number 2. For the design of pre-stressed beams or the slabs, we need to first calculate the moment, that is moment of resistance. Then we need to calculate the shear force, then the section will be there, and number of cables or the wires will be calculated. So many things are to be completed bit by bit to know about the design of the pre-stressed beam. So to start with this design, we will first take up the first part of this, that is the calculation of moment of resistance. So students, to start with this class, you must have notebook and pen along with the calculator, and as and when I start with an example, you need to solve the problem along with me. So here particularly in case of pre-stressed concrete sections, we have two types. One is a rectangular section and another is a flange section. And in case of rectangular section, we will be getting this moment of resistance value with the equation which is being shown here. But what happens, this equation can be used now for the calculation of moment of resistance for the rectangular sections. But what happens for the certain members, let's say they are flanged members. For the flanged members, neutral axis may be lying within the flange or it may not be lying within the flange. So with respect to this neutral axis position, we have the equation of this moment of resistance. So first we are going to consider the neutral axis lying within the flange of the section. So now considering the rectangular or maybe the T section, where we assume that neutral axis will be lying within the flange. So for that, this particular case, we have the moment of resistance equation mu equal to FPB into APS into in bracket D minus 0.42 XU. How we got this equation? This equation is very simple here, and it is been obtained from IS 456. In the structural design 2, we have already learnt about this equation, and this is the stress diagram which we have already known in the SD2. XU is the depth of neutral axis, and here APS I have shown, I have shown three dots here. These dot indicates the cables, let's say, or the strands, and this is APS, means area of pre-stressing steel. And in this stress block, the compressive stress will be there here at the top of a value of 0.45, or it is 0.446 FCK, and compressive force is acting at a distance of 0.42 XU from this top edge, and there will be tensile force acting at the place of these cables, and this is FPB into APS. FPB is the stress and APS is the area of steel. So stress into area of steel, that is tensile force. So there will be a moment formed here. So the distance from this C, that is compressive force, to the tensile force, this distance is the lever arm. Let's say this is the lever arm A. So moment is equal to force into distance. We know this moment equal to force into distance. So Force, I'm going to consider this pre-stressing force, that is FPB into area of steel, that is the tensile force, into distance. What is the distance? So distance from the top fiber to the steel, it is effective depth D. So I need this lever arm A, let's say this is the A lever arm. So A is equal to D minus 0.42, this I am going to deduct. So this is A plus 0.42 x equal to D. So I know this distance and this is totally D. So I will get the A value as D minus 0.42 XU. So this is the distance here, D minus 0.42 XU. So it is the force into distance, that is the moment of resistance here. So we will now check what are these notifications which I have given here. First, it is MU. What is MU? It is the U stands for ultimate, right? So it is ultimate moment of resistance of the section. FPU. FPU is ultimate tensile stress in the tendon. Here it is FPB. We'll see what is FPB. What is FPB? It is FPB is the tensile stress in the tendon at failure. I am going to consider the tensile stress in the tendon at failure. See, we have two IS codes. One is the earlier one, but presently we need to use the IS code 1343/2012. XU is the neutral axis depth and D is the effective depth, and APS, as I said now, it is area of pre-stressing tendon and it is in the tensile zone. So now I show the same things with respect to the IS code, what are being given in the IS code. Okay, as I said, we need to use the present IS code. It is 1343/2012 pre-stressing concrete code of practice. And we'll directly move to the page number 51, where we will get the equation and table related to the moment calculation. So here the page number 51 we have, and here is the equation which I just said. So this is the moment of resistance of the section, tensile stress in the tendon at failure. FPE, what is FPE? It is the effective pre-stress in the tendon. There is a difference between pre-stress and effective pre-stress. Effective pre-stress means it is considering the all the losses. That is FPE. FPB is the tensile stress in the tendon at failure. FPU, that is the ultimate stress, that is the maximum stress in the tendon, and APS is the area of pre-stressing tendon in the tensile zone, and D is the effective depth to the centroid of the steel area, and XU is the neutral axis depth. So again, going to the notes, going back there. So to calculate the moment of resistance, we need to calculate certain parameters. So what are these parameters, and from these parameters what we are going to obtain? We need to calculate parameter, that is APS. It is shown here as it is APS into FPU divided by BD into FCK. You know the value of APS, that is the area of steel, pre-stressing steel. FPU, that is the pre-stress. If it is not given, then forces may be provided. What is the force? Pre-stressing force, and you can multiply that. You can that is force divided by area, that is the stress. Or else usually stress will be given, what is the pre-stressing force, and we are going to multiply that with the area, that is force, divided by B. What is B? B is the width of the section. D, small d, that is the effective depth of the section, and FCK. FCK is the characteristic compressive strength of the concrete. So once we know all these parameters, we will calculate this parameter APS into FPU divided by B into D into FCK. and we are going to obtain the value of FPB and XU by D here. So for the pre-stressing members and post-tensioned members, and as per our syllabus, we are concentrating on the post-tensioned members. So we'll learn here about the post-tensioned members calculation of the moment. Here with effective bond between the concrete and tendon we are going to consider, and we are going to obtain the value of FPB and XU by D. And these two values will be obtained from the IS code 1343/2012, and these are based on the, or these are depends on this parameter. So these are available in IS 1343/2012 in table number 11, page number 51. So students, take your IS code 1343/2012 and open page number 51. So it is available here on the screen, and again you can refer this and open your IS code. So I will refer this table now. So as I said, I will now calculate this parameter APS into FPU divided by BD into FCK, right? And what I need to obtain is this FPB divided by 0.87. This parameter I will obtain, that is FPB divided by 0.87 FPU, and I will be obtaining this XU by D, right? So let's say an example to get this. If I calculate the value of this parameter as 0.05, then I will be getting the value of this FPB by 0.87 FPU. 0.05 is this parameter value. So the value for, let's say, post tension with effective bond I will consider. So directly this value is 1. And what is the value of this XU by D? It is 0.109. So as I said, I need to calculate the value of FPB. Already I know the value of FPU, right? So here FPB divided by 0.87 into FPU equal to 0.1. Here it is 0.1 for 0.05, right? So I will write here equal to 0.1, and I know this FPU. So what is the value of FPB? FPB is equal to 1 into 0.87 into FPU. So let's say FPU value is 1200 Newton per mm square. So putting the value 1200 and into 0.87 into 1, this one, I will get the value of FPB, right? So once I get the value of FPB, then I can substitute here, and I already know the value of APS. So similarly here, XU by D, it is 0.109. I know the effective depth, so XU by D equal to 0.109. I will write here itself. So here it is 0.109, right? So now I want the value of XU. So XU is equal to, it is 0.109 into D. Let's say D value is 450. So I will substitute that. It is 0.109 into 450, right? So I will directly obtain the value of this XU. So XU value will be obtained here. So this value again, it will be substituted here in the equation. The value of XU will be substituted here in the equation, and I can obtain the value of moment of resistance. So this is for the members, rectangular or maybe the flanged members, where neutral axis lies within the flange. So there is another case where neutral axis will be lying outside the flange. So this table, which I have already explained, this is the table we need to refer here. And now we will concentrate on the second part, that is the calculation of moment of resistance of the flange section. It is purely for the flange section when the neutral axis lies outside the flange. So here, as I said, when the neutral axis lies outside the flange, this flange section will be completely under the compression, and part of this web portion will be, this is the web portion, right? So this is completely flange. So when neutral axis lies here, this is a neutral axis. When neutral axis lies in the web portion, so this complete portion of the flange will be under compression, and a part of this web is in the compression. So we need to consider two different stress diagrams. One stress diagram is with respect to this flange, and another is with respect to this smaller portion of the web. So I have drawn here the stress block. So this is for the web portion and this is for the flange portion. So it is very simple rectangular block here, because this flange is completely under the compressive stress. So what is the compressive stress at the top? Here it is 0.45 FCK, 0.45 FCK. Here also it is 0.45 FCK. But where will be the compressive stress acts? Here the compressive stress or compressive force acts for this particular part. Here it is 0.42 XU, which we have already seen. Again, XU is the neutral axis depth, and here you can observe it is, I have written here the tensile force T, this tensile force T for the web portion. If I consider web portion, this smaller web portion if I consider, then with respect to that, the tensile force is FPU into APW. It is APW, means area of steel required for the web portion stress. FPU, it is same here. Here also it is FPU into APF. It is not APW. APF means it is for the flange section. So what is the area of steel provided for the flange section? We need to calculate. Then we can obtain the value of APW. So these two are two different things here. So summation of this and this, that is APW and APF, will be total, that is APS. So now again same as like earlier, we will be calculating the lever arm distance. So earlier case the lever arm distance was here to here. So it is D minus 0.42 XU, right? So this is the lever arm. But here this will be the lever arm for the flange section. So for this, the distance is D minus 0.5 DF. Here to here it is. And this force is 0.45 FCK, and here B minus into B minus BW into DF. So now we will obtain, with these two stress blocks, we will obtain the equation to calculate the moment of resistance. So here is the equation. So as I said, APW, it is the area of pre-stressing steel for the web portion. APF, it is the area of pre-stressing steel for the flange section. And DF is the thickness of the flange, and small d means it is effective depth. And these two are the area of steel for web and flange. And what is total? Total is again APS. So APS is the total pre-stressing steel is equal to APW plus APF. So as I said, APF we will be calculating. So instead of writing APS, I can write AP also. There is no problem here. It is area pre-stressing steel. APS, or it may be AP. Just I can write it as AP. So here APW I need to calculate, and APF I need to calculate to obtain the totals. But total steel will be provided to you, and you need to calculate APW. So how can I obtain APW? At least I must know this APF. So APF value can be obtained by this equation provided. So APF is equal to, as just we have seen, this equal to 0.45 FCK into B minus BW into DF minus FPU. So by this equation, I can obtain the value of APF. So once I get the value of APF, I calculate the value of APF. So I will substitute that APF here because APS is equal to APW plus APF. So if I want APW, it is APS minus APF. So I know the value of APF and APS is already known. So I can obtain the value of APW. Again, in the earlier case, I said that we are having the parameter. So we need to calculate the parameter, and that parameter value we need to search in the table number 11 of IS 1343 2012. So same thing we are going to do after this calculation. So once we obtain this value of APW, why we need APW? Because the neutral axis is lying in the web portion. If it is in flange, then it is APS directly. So there is no change in the writing of this quantity APW into FPU divided by BW into D into FCK. There is no change. When the neutral axis lies in the web, then only I am going to replace this APS by APW because neutral axis lies in web. So it is APW and FPU. It is same FPU again divided by, instead of B, I am going to write here BW because it is the width of the web because neutral axis lies in the web into D into FCK. There is no change in these two parameters. D is the effective depth, FCK is the characteristic compressive strength of the concrete. So from the table 11, we will, after calculating this, because I know APW now and FPU will be given to you, and BW it is there in the section details. Depth, neutral axis depth will be there, and effective depth will be there, FCK will be known to you. So from the equation here provided, as I said, we have two stress blocks here. So from these two stress blocks, I am going to write this equation. So it is mu, or moment of resistance for the pre-stressing steel, pre-stressed concrete block or section, equal to FPB. Because I want to calculate FBB, hence I am referring the IS code, table number 11 of page number 51. So FBB will be obtained from this table. APW, I have already calculated APW into D minus 0.4 to XU. Again, I need to calculate the value of XU. So what I need to calculate FPB and XU, right? So these two parameters will be obtained from the IS code. So again, we will refer the IS code. The only change in the IS code which we are referring here is same table here it is, but the change is that instead of writing here APS, right? It is here APS because neutral axis lies in the flange. So I will consider total area of steel. So that is APS, and here it is B, means width of the flange, or let's say section. But when neutral axis lies in the web, then this APS will be APW and this B will be BW. That is the only change which we are going to refer here. So again, same, we will calculate this parameter again with the value. We will be obtaining the value of post tension, or let's say it is pre-tension. Again, we will be referring these values and we will be obtaining the value of FPB. And similarly, we will be calculating the value of XU by D, or we will be obtaining the XU by D from these two values, and then I will be obtaining the value of XU by substituting the value of D. So now we will be obtaining the value of moment of resistance, right? So what we need is FPB and XU. So these two will be obtained from the table number 11 of page number of IS 1343 2012, page number 51. So students, take the IS code. You need to have calculator now because I'm going to solve the problems. So take calculator, pen, notebook, and IS code along with this, and refer the IS code as I explained. All right. So now we will solve the problems relating these two moment calculations. One is neutral axis lying in the flange. One is neutral axis lying outside the flange section. Okay, we have the first problem. A pre-tension T section with the dimensions provided here. It has a flange with a width 300 mm and thickness of the flange is 250 mm, and rib means web, it is 150 mm wide and depth is 400 mm. That is the width of the rib or web and depth of the rib. And effective depth is also given for the cross section, it is 550 mm, and APS, area of steel, is being given 200 mm square, FCK is given 50 Newton per mm square, and FPU. So almost all the parameters are being given to you. FPU is 1600 Newton per mm square. So what we need to estimate ultimate moment capacity or ultimate moment resistance of the T section using IS code. So we will now refer this figure for the details. Width of the flange 300 mm, depth of the flange or thickness of the flange 250 mm, and we need to check whether the neutral axis lies within the flange or outside the flange. Then only we can use the suitable formula to calculate the moment of resistance, right? So initially what we'll do with these details, we'll assume that neutral axis will lie within the flange, right? So with this assumption, I am going to calculate the value of FPB and XU by D. We will be obtaining the value of FPB and XU by D. And in the XU by D, when I substitute the value of XU by D there, right? So if I substitute the value of D, I will obtain the value of XU. What is XU? It is the neutral axis depth. So if this value of neutral axis depth is greater than this, what is this flange? It is 250 mm, right? So if the depth of the neutral axis is more than 250, it means that neutral axis lies outside the flange. If it is less than 250, it means that neutral axis lies within the flange. So that is the assumption which we have already made. So with respect to that, we can use the equation. So initially I will use the first equation, that is neutral axis lying within the flange, assuming that it is assumed that the neutral axis will be there in the flange itself. It lies within the flange. So I will be using this equation for this particular case, that is mu equal to FPB into APS in bracket D minus 0.42 XU, right? So here I need FPB and XU, which will be obtained from the code book. So we'll now go to the solution. So I said we need to calculate the parameter. So I will be calculating this parameter, that is FPU into APS divided by FCK into BD. FPU is given, it is 1600 here, right? And APS is also given 200, and FCK it is 50, and B and D. B is 300 mm, effective depth it is 550 mm. Everything is being given. So I will directly calculate this parameter. So substituting the values, I will obtain the value of this particular parameter as 0.038. So I will search this value 0.038 in IS 1343/2012 in table number 11 of page number 51. So we'll go to that. Remember the value, it is 0.038. Calculate it with your calculator, obtain the value. If there is a rounding off, let's say it is 0.039 or let's say 38 or 388, whatever it is. So round off this fourth digit to the this previous decimal and write it. So here I obtained this as 0.038, and I will search for this value in the IS code and obtain the value of this particular value, that is FPB divided by, right, what I need is this FPB divided by 0.87 into FPU. I need this, and I need the value of XU by D. So I will obtain that from the IS code. So IS code is there here, obtain the value. So here I have the value 0.038. So 0.038, where it is, I don't have the direct value here, 0.038. It is 0.025, 0.05. So I have 0.038, right? So this 0.08 will be there in between this. It will be between 0.025 and 0.05, right? So let's write that value. It is 0 point here, somewhere here it is, right? So I will write here 0.038. So if the value is not available directly, then I need to interpolate. So I will be interpolating between these two values because it is with respect to 0.25 it is 1 and 0.05 it is 1. So there is no change here. So I will be here having the value same. So the value is 0.038 again for the for the value of 0.038 I will be having the value of FPB by 0.87 FPU as 1 here, and XU by D for pre-tensioning. XU by D I have two values. For 0.025 it is 0.054 and for 0.05 it is 0.109. So I will be interpolating between these two and I will obtain the value for this 0.038. So here you can see what is the value we have now. So we have, after the interpolation, we have the value here 0.025. I consider 0.05 considered for both, it is 1, right? So I will be having this FPB by 0.87 FPU equal to 1. But what about the XU by D? I have these two values. So I will interpolate between these two values of XU by D and I will obtain the value of XU by D. So for the interpolation, I have this simple interpolating equation, or we can do it. Then I will obtain the interpolation value here. XU by D is equal to 0.083. So XU by D is equal to 0.083. And what is XU now? It is 0.083 into D. D, effective depth, it is 550. So 550 into 0.083 equal to 45.65. And FPB I want, so it is 1 because FPB equal to 1. FPB by 0.87 into FPU equal to 1. So it is 1 into 0.87 into 1600. So FPB is equal to 1392 Newton per mm square. And I have XU value. So I will now consider this XU value. What is the depth of flange? Total depth of the flange, it is 250. See here, what is the depth of the flange? It is 250. And what is the calculated value? It is 45. So it is very small. It means that neutral axis lies within the flange. So for this case, we have the equation moment of resistance mu equal to FPB into APS into in bracket D minus 0.42 XU. So we'll substitute the value of FPB, APS, effective depth D and XU, and we'll obtain the value of MU. So here it is 147.78 kilonewton meter. So student, this is the example when neutral axis lies within the flange. So similarly, we have another example where again we will check whether it is lying within the flange or outside the flange. And when, if it lies outside the flange, then what will be the equation and how we are going to calculate. So equation is already been discussed and we will solve now the problem with respect to second type. Second problem, pre-tension T section. Again, it has a flange width of 1400 mm and the thickness of the flange is 200 mm. So if I assume that the neutral axis, I will start with the assumption neutral axis lies within the flange and I will calculate the XU by D. Let's say XU value I obtained it as 290 mm. It means that it is more than thickness of the flange, which means that neutral axis lies outside the flange section, right? Obviously, because it is 200 thickness of the flange, but our value is 290, so neutral axis will be lying in the web section. So the dimensions are given here. Width and depth of the rib or the web is, width of the rib or the web, it is 300 mm. Here I have mentioned, and depth is 1600 mm, and effective depth is given, it is 1750 mm. And then if the characteristic cube strength of concrete and tensile strength of steel are given, that is FCK and FPU are given. FCK is 40, FPU is 1600 Newton per mm square. So I will note down all these things, and web width is being given. So all the parameters are being given, and we'll now go for the solution. So I will assume neutral axis lies in the web, let's say, in the flange itself, let's say, and I'll start the calculation, right? So if I start with the calculation, I will yield with the solution that it will be lying in the web portion. So when I get to know that it is lying in the web portion, then I will be using the second equation. So with respect to that, when I get to know that it is lying in the web, then I will divide this APS and AP both are same here. It is a total pre-stressing steel. So this APS is equal to APW and APF, right? What we have already discussed. That is steel area in the web portion and area of steel in the flange section. So that is total will be APS. So APF I will calculate with the equation 0.45 FCK into in bracket B minus BW into again in bracket DF by FP or FPU. So I will obtain the value of FPA, this APF, and AP is been given or APSC is been given already. I now want APW because we need to substitute the value of APW instead of APS. I will be substituting APW in the calculation because neutral axis lying in the web portion. So with respect to that, we have this equation or the parameter in IS code, that is APS into FPU divided by D into BW into FCK. But as it is lying in the web, so I will write here APW, and here it is same AP, this FPU or FP divided by D into BW. Here, instead of writing B, that is total width of the section, I will consider BW width of the web because neutral axis again lies in the web, and substituting the values, I will obtain the parameter value. So now I need to calculate APW as I said. So APW is equal to APS minus APF. So I will do this calculation, and APW is being calculated here as 2225 mm square. So substituting these parameters in this equation or the small calculation, I will obtain this parameter value as 0.17. And for the 0.17, I will obtain the value of these two parameters from the IS 1343/2012, table number 11, page number 51. So remember, it is 0.17. Again, we'll go to IS code 0.17. Where it lies? Again, it is required to calculate with the interpolation 0.17, right? So this lies here somewhere, right? So it is 0.15 and 0.2. Here is a 0.17. So 0.17, I will calculate the value of FPB by 0.87 into FPU. So here these are the same values, 0.1, 1 and 1. So this will be again same 1. But here there will be changes. So I need to calculate this with respect to the, we need to obtain the value by interpolation here with respect to this 0.17. So I will interpolate between these two, that is 0.15 and 0.2, and I will obtain the value of XU by D with for the value of 0.17. So once I obtain the value of XU by D, I will obtain the value of XU. So XU is equal to this particular value into D, effective depth. So effective depth is 1750 mm, right? So XU I will obtain now. So this XU value is equal to 0.3696 into 1750. That is the value obtained from the IS code. This 0.3696 into D, effective depth 1750. Effective depth is already been given. So I will obtain the value of XU is equal to 646.8. But what is the thickness of the flange? It is only 200 mm. So I can say now that neutral axis lies in the web portion but not in the flange. So now with respect to this, that neutral axis lies in the web, I have the equation mu equal to FPU into APW into in bracket D minus 0.42 XU. It is with respect to the stress block with what is that, parabolic stress block or having the curve, and second here it is 0.45 into FCK into B minus BW into DF into D minus 0.5 into DF, or it is DF by 2, right? So here FPU, okay, it is FPB. Make a small correction here, it is FPB. So FPB is obtained here. What is the value of FPB? Okay, FPB is 1600 and we have obtained the value of FPB. This is FPB here it is. Make this correction. So here it is FPB, right? It is FPB according to the new code. So FPB I will obtain. So this FPB is equal to 0.87 into 0.87 into 1600 FP, or it is FPU, right? So I have FPB value as 1392. So I will substitute that value here. I will substitute the area of steel in the web portion, and XU value I will substitute, and I will obtain the value of this moment of resistance. So this value obtained, moment of resistance value obtained here, is with respect to the uh, second type, that is the neutral axis lies outside the flange section. So here we have the different equation for these two types. So we have the value 11,052.6 as kilonewton meter as the moment of resistance for this particular section. So this is one small part in the design part of our problems. So after this moment calculation, we need to go for the shear force calculations. Again, that shear force calculation will be, again, we are using that in the design part. So that part we will see in the next class. Thank you.